So, Jason, I got a question for you. When you signed up for Soulful Facilitation, what were you expecting, and what did you get out of it?
When I signed up for Soulful Facilitation, my expectation was that I was going to be able to enter into any room and just nail it as a facilitator. People are going to be cheering for me when I get out because I just found a way to make everybody connect. And it wasn't long into the program that I realized that there was so much more to that. You know, I've always had a voice that I wanted to share, and there was always something holding me back. And I think it was because making connections was something that I was good at an individual level, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it at a group level. And spending that time with a group of 11 other individuals, it was amazing because I started to recognize my talents and I started recognizing how to create a space where people can share honestly. And as we think about what we need for facilitation in the future, you know, we need a space where people can be open to share, because that's the only way we're going to be able to solve the challenges we have in front of us. Is if people can come with a open heart, a relaxed ego, and understand that the goal here is to try to create a space that's better for all. And so it was the more than I could have ever expected, and has done wonders in my ability to connect, not only as a facilitator, but with myself.
Jason, could you talk a little bit more about what it meant for you to facilitate with a relaxed ego?
So relaxed ego, I think to facilitate with a relaxed ego, it was something that I was unfamiliar with. You know, oftentimes I think we don't even recognize that our ego probably shows up in a room way before we even get there. And I think that was a lot for me, right? I went in thinking that I was the individual that had all the answers and leading the group. And if you needed something, you can come to me, and I would hope that you come to me. But as I started to recognize, you know, learning is a journey, and facilitation, you're almost like a Sherpa. And the idea is not to be there to give answers, but to guide each other in conversations to be able to get the answers. And oftentimes there's some messiness in there, right? And to have a relaxed ego is really important, because you need to be able to get pushed back on your thoughts and ideas, and find ways to make sure it lands for individuals in different spaces and industries. And so understanding how to move into a space with a relaxed ego not only gave me the opportunity to make sure my content and my facilitation landed, but it also gave me the space to emerge new ideas and new ways of being that often create new possibilities that we couldn't even imagine prior to that.
How for you was Soulful Facilitation enabled? How did the course help you stand in who you are as a soulful facilitator?
Barbara, that's a great question. And what comes to mind for me is that I met Sean Harvey, who is the creator of Soulful Facilitation and the founder of Symponia Institute. And we just had this connection, and we had this beautiful conversation among a small group, and it left an imprint. And so when I found out he was doing Soulful Facilitation, I said, yeah, I want to participate in that. I want to learn more about Sean. I want to learn more about the magic that is Sean. And what I found in the course is that it was a pathway to help me to understand the magic that is Dena. And I think that's a distinction that's different in how we might think about doing training and coaching around facilitation. It wasn't about do these 3 things and check these boxes. It was about understanding what I bring to the art and science of facilitation and to fully express that, to give myself permission to understand it, to have people to witness that and mirror that back to me so that I'm more grounded in this thing of facilitation that I absolutely love, and that I'm bringing more of an honest and authentic expression of myself and my being and doing in the field.
Oh, that was... Leslie, based on your experience in this program, how would you define soulful facilitation?
For me, it's about finding our individual way to a deeper level of listening and a deeper way of being. Just if you will, a resonant presence. Right? Because for me, facilitation is about holding space for what wants to emerge and what needs to emerge, right? Whether that's learning, training, developing, coming together around ideas, organizational change, whatever it is that you're facilitating, there's deep wisdom within the group that needs and wants to emerge. And the facilitator is there to hold space for that to happen. And you can't do that from your head only, right? Head is very necessary, but whole being is where the real juice is, right? There's a channel in every person in the room that needs to be heard, that needs to be brought into whatever's being churned, developed, learned, moved forward. So we need to, as facilitators, we need to find a way to, as Jason was saying, relax the ego, relax the need for performance, to just be willing to come into the space and be present to what needs to happen. And we've got our agendas, we've got our content, we've got our structure within which to work. And there's something that wants to emerge within that may look different from what we thought when we entered and developed and designed our agenda. That's more important than A, B, C, and D in our timing for the meeting or the workshop.
I had the beautiful opportunity to watch you do a soulful facilitation on creating space for healing. And so when you think about your time going through the Soulful Facilitation Intensive, what was something that you didn't expect to learn that has created new opportunities for you?
I didn't expect to learn how to use such a variety of modalities in my facilitation. I hadn't thought about integrating those modalities to enable people to be in the space in a way that they could each connect from their own vantage point, because everyone is so different. And of course, we know that we have different styles of learning, but we also have different capacities, frequencies, and pathways to engagement. And so, whereas someone might really draw deep resonance from spoken word, might really warm their hearts and allow them to bring their authenticity into the space. For someone else, the modality that does that is music or meditation or silence, a deeply felt and communal silence. And so what I didn't expect to learn was the power of being able to use those different modalities. And then, of course, the further development that can come from being able to integrate them in ways that draw people, because they are able to find their own pathway into receiving what's being offered in the space and what's emerging in the space. So that was new for me and unexpected, and such a joy and treasure.
So Barbara, why Soulful Facilitation now?
Wow, Dena, it's such a large question. And my own sense is, we've had the machine model in management for years. Henry Ford started that model ages ago, and we are stuck there. There is such rapid change in our world, such uncertainty, and those models are outmoded. They're not working. We need all of us to bring all of who we are into the complexity that we are navigating. And until and unless we have permission to bring the depths of our being, which includes mind, heart, and soul, we're not going to come up with the kinds of ideas and solutions that we need for our really complicated world. So that's how I would answer you.